I used to fix old recordings for a living. One night, I found a voice inside a tape, whispering my name. That's when I realized some sounds were never meant to be heard.
Before we begin, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to comment.
My name is Daniel Morris. I'm 34 years old, and until a few months ago, I had what most people would call a quiet, stable life. I lived alone in a small apartment just outside Portland. I worked as an audio engineer, mostly cleaning up soundtracks, removing background noise, restoring old recordings. I always thought I understood sound better than most people, until the night I heard something I wasn't supposed to.
It started on a Wednesday. I was working late on a restoration project. An old reel-to-reel tape from the late 1970s. The client said it was an interview recorded in an abandoned psychiatric hospital. There was nothing unusual about it until I started cleaning the noise floor. When I isolated the low frequencies, I noticed a faint hum, steady, rhythmic, almost like a heartbeat buried beneath the static. At first I thought it was interference, but when I slowed it down, I realized it wasn't mechanical. It had tone, like a human voice whispering just below the threshold of hearing. I boosted the volume, and for a split second, I heard something. A voice, female, whispering a single word. Daniel. I froze. There was no way that voice could have said my name. This recording was made decades before I was even born. I checked the metadata, the timestamps, even the file name. Everything matched the tape. Nothing had been altered. So I convinced myself it was a coincidence, my mind filling in random noise with familiar patterns. Auditory pareidolia, that's what it's called. But that night, as I was lying in bed, I heard the same hum again. This time, coming from inside my apartment. A soft vibration in the walls, like the building itself was breathing. And then, buried in the hum, the same faint whisper, Daniel. Over the next few days, it got worse. I'd hear it when the apartment was silent, a faint low sound that didn't seem to come from any source. I unplugged everything. I shut off the fridge, the computer, the AC. Still, the sound remained. And every time I listened closely, I could almost make out words. They weren't clear, but I could feel what they meant, like emotions trying to push through static. It wasn't long before I stopped sleeping. I'd spend nights recording silence, scanning the spectrograms, looking for patterns. That's when I noticed something impossible. Every new recording contained the same waveform shape as the old 1970s tape. Identical! It was like the sound had attached itself to me. By the third week, I started getting nosebleeds whenever the hum got too loud. I saw doctors, neurologists, audiologists. Every test came back normal. One of them even said, "Mr. Morris, if the sound isn't real, maybe you should consider it's coming from inside your head." But it wasn't. I could prove it, because when I played the recordings to my friend Emma, she didn't hear a thing. Her face went pale.
Daniel, there's nothing there. It's completely silent. But I could still hear it, louder than ever. And that night, I realized something terrifying. But I could still hear it, louder than ever. And that night, I realized something terrifying. The sound wasn't coming from the apartment. It was coming from underneath it. I went down to the basement, a place I'd never bothered visiting before. The air was heavy, damp, the light flickered, and in the far corner, behind some old pipes, I saw a small door, metal, with no handle, just rusted hinges and a slit at the bottom. From that slit, I could hear the hum, slow, rhythmic, pulsing. I pressed my ear against the metal. The whisper came again, clearer this time. "Daniel, open it." I stumbled back. My heart was pounding so hard, I thought I might pass out. When I came back with tools to pry it open, the door was gone. Just a solid concrete wall. I stopped working after that. Couldn't focus, couldn't sleep. My apartment smelled like ozone and dust, like the air right before a thunderstorm. The hum never stopped. Sometimes it felt like it was syncing with my heartbeat. And the voice kept learning. It started saying full sentences. "You brought me back. Now you can't shut me out. Listen." I tried leaving the city, staying with Emma, but even there, when the room went quiet, it followed. At 3:17 a.m. every night, the sound returned. Same pitch, same rhythm. And every night, it grew louder. Last week, I noticed something new in the waveform. A second signal, faint but distinct. When I isolated it, I could see words forming in the audio visualization, letters. They spelled, "Find the room." I went back to the basement last night. The wall was different, cracked, and beneath the peeling paint I could see metal, the same outline of that missing door. I heard the hum again. Only this time, it wasn't coming from the wall. It was behind me. When I turned around, Emma was standing there, or at least something that looked like her. Her eyes were wide, her mouth open, and from it, the same low hum vibrated through the air. She said, "You shouldn't have listened." Then the lights went out. I woke up here. I don't know where here is. It's dark, and the only thing I can hear is that sound, louder than ever. Sometimes I think I can hear other people too, crying, whispering. Maybe they heard it once like I did. Maybe they opened the door.
If anyone finds this recording, don't clean the noise, don't boost the volume, and whatever you do, don't listen too closely. If this recording reaches anyone, please don't try to find me. Don't go near the basement. The sound, it spreads. Every time someone listens, another door opens. If you heard it too, you've already been chosen. Subscribe for more real-style horror stories.